We welcome you in, Marshy. I know you were first on radio this morning, so we put you first here on the Punters Lounge. It's a big day of racing down at Riccarton, and good to have a couple of runners in the Group 1 on day number 1. Very good morning to you.
Yeah, morning. How are we doing? Yeah, no, nice to be the number 1. Hopefully we are at the end of the day.
Run to Perfection is probably your top selection in the Guineas. Now, this is a very progressive horse, so you'd have to be very impressed with what this horse did late at its most recent performance in the Sarton.
Yeah, really like that. He drew wide that day and got a long way back on probably a track he didn't really like, but really attacked the line good. And, you know, we were desperately hoping for a good draw today, so he just get a bit of nice cover ahead of midfield. He's come up with barrier 3. So, yeah, look, I mean, looks like there's a superstar in the race, but yeah, he definitely warrants his place there.
Okay, the big open spaces of Riccarton to my eye would suit a horse like this?
Oh, it has to, yeah. Look, the big mile and the nice draw, and if he's got a bit of room to move in the straight, it should be just an ideal race for him.
Okay, is that sort of horse that you'll tip out after the run down at Riccarton and bring him back into sort of those staying features and try and stretch this horse over a bit of ground and come back a superior horse next time in?
Yeah, look, he'll have a little break for sure. They are putting a flight home, which is good. He doesn't need to float the whole way home, so he'll fly home on about the 18th. A little bit of a rest down there, a little break when he gets home, but yeah, he shouldn't need too long off. I'm just not sure how far he'll get, as in 2,000 metres or what, but you know, today will be a good gauge of him going forward, that's for sure.
Charlie Awesome also in the race for the JML Bloodstock team. You've done it before with a horse at a big price for these owners. Yeah,
look, we sent him down early to try and sort of sneak into the Group 1. He's got on the field, obviously not a full field. Look, you know, it's a big. Never sort of thought at the start he'd be a Group 1 sort of a horse, but you know, there might be 5 or 6 good ones in there, but then it sort of it tapers off a little bit, and there's probably a few around like him, just your one-win sort of horses. And you know, he's drawn nicely. Chris Johnson on. He's going to get his real chance. He tries very hard and is honest in game.
Okay, let's move on to the Metrop, and I think everyone is looking towards the New Zealand Cup. You've got Fila here, who has clearly been set for this particular race next Saturday, but this is another run to get him to that point. I see you put the tongue tie on. Did he just have a little issue there last time?
Yeah, we just saw it last time. He might have been just sucking his tongue back a little bit and just playing with it a little bit, and I thought, well, we might as well put it on here rather than wait for the new edition for the Cup. So we'll see how that goes, but certainly not concerned, but just want to cover all bases. And yeah, he's coming to hand at the right time, I think. Now, with the run over ground, now he's up to 2,500, should be ideal, but he's going to be really peaking for the New Zealand Cup, that's for sure.
Okay, and that weight drop from today to next Saturday is probably a key for a big, strong horse like this. He'll just get him perfectly in the New Zealand Cup.
Oh, for sure. 53 going from the 58 down to 53, it's just perfect. So yeah, everything's lining up. Just hopefully the track's in a little bit of rain around, but I think that'll be right. We want a good track next Saturday, and I think we're right on it.
Okay, you've also got Chief Sequoia in the race, who just rolled along, and gee, they chased a memory from a long way out with this horse, who was down in the weights on this day.
Yeah, he was. He's another one. Look, he was only a one-win horse. We put him into an open, put the blinkers on, and he went huge. He just rolled along in front. And today he might just do the same. He might just jump from that one posse right up and just roll along. And look, if he just keeps bowling along, he just might keep going. Sam Weatherly said he could hardly pull him up after the 2,000 the other day. So I don't think the distance is a worry. And again, he goes right up to the 57.5, which is a lot of weight for him. But then he drops to the 53 for the Cup. So yeah, he'll be spot on as well.
Okay, let's have a quick look at the market for the New Zealand Cup. Fella opened up at 10, and on the performance we've seen to date has dropped into 7, which makes him dual favourite in the race. Chief Sequoia, in a different sort of ballpark, was 61s into 18s. So look, it looks as though Feela's coming to the point where you'd be pretty happy coming into next Saturday, as long as you see a horse flashing home or running home strongly this afternoon.
Yeah, look, he's drawn out a little bit today. He'll settle back. As long as he's hitting the line and going through the line, we'll be more than happy for the Cup next week.
Okay, you've also got a big team in the north this afternoon. Let's whip through a couple of these. And first and foremost, Scorps in race number 2. When I went through the form last evening, I thought this was probably one of your better chances on the day.
Yeah, I certainly thought he was one of the top 2 chances for Tirapa. He's up to the mile, blinkers on, finally gets a good draw on a good track. He looks pretty hard to beat in a nice field, but we do really rate him.
Rate him as a horse that will whip through a couple of grades with a bit more experience on board.
Sorry, say again.
Just this horse will get through a couple of grades quite quickly once everything comes to plan for him.
I would have thought so. I certainly didn't think he'd be still in maiden company now, and just hadn't had the rub of the green. But I think he looks like he's going to get everything to suit today.
Okay, moving on to race number 3, Not Usual Heaven. Your thoughts there quickly?
Yeah, it will need the run, be better suited with a couple of runs under his belt.
Okay, race 4, your teamer. This is a horse that's probably not had the run of the rub of the green in recent times, so you'd expect this horse to be somewhere there in the mix.
Yeah, really did. Draws a bit sticky in the but it's the second run up over ground this time, and she's a classy Somerville mare. And I think with a little bit of luck, she's right in it, and we think she could be a Cups mare in time.
Okay, you've got 3 in race number 8 on the program. Evelina, Stylish Suggestion, and Molto Veloce. Can you give us a lead around the 3 stable runners?
Yeah, thought Evelina was hard to beat. She's drawn nicely in 4. She'll tuck in just behind the speed. She's pretty classy. Stylish Suggestion's going to need the run. She's drawn out. She'll get back. But if you can follow her with a run or 2 under her belt. And Molto Veloce, she's near back. She came back in quite early. She's taken a bit to get the weight off. Drawn out, get back. Should hit the line well, and I think next start you can follow her with a bit of confidence.
Okay, if you could pick 1, maybe 2 out of your team in the north, which 2 would they be?
Probably goes sort of Evelina, maybe Evelina on top, but I do really like Scorps in your team as well, but maybe Evelina on top.
Okay, as always, Marshy, thank you very much for your time on a busy day, and best of luck in the Group 1 down south.
Beauty. Thanks, mate.